Welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Now we're clearly a little too fast here. Our geckos look about the right speed. We're just crazy fast. Now it's getting this like 165 FPS whenever I plug into my other monitor here. So I'm on my Mac M3 and I'm plugged into my other monitor. So let's try to force VSync and see if that has any effect on slowing us down a bit. Because we should be limited to 60 Hertz. So if we go to VSync 1, let's try that. We're still way too fast. Okay, well, my mounting brackets for my CPU cooler come in tomorrow, so I'm hoping by Thursday we'll be back to our normal setup. But today, let's try to dig into more of that delta time stuff so that we can maybe fix some of this. Yeah, so let's go. We take a look at our entity walk state. Yeah, we've got this accumulator stuff. I want to get rid of accumulator, go back to delta time. So let's highlight everything, and we will substitute any accumulator with delta time again. Okay. So we shouldn't have any accumulator. Let's see if there's any other accumulator. In our project, we've got some main.lua, some player.lua. Let's go change it in the player. We'll do the same thing, where we'll go just take it out. This is what we tried yesterday. What up, Salto? How's it going, dude? My computer's CPU cooler crapped out on me, so I'm on my other Mac, so my streaming setup isn't the normal thing just yet. That's good, dude. I hope you have a nice, relaxing weekend. Or not weekend. Oh shit, it's Monday, huh? Oh, it's Tuesday. Well, yeah, hope you have a good rest of the day. Good chilling time ahead of you, I hope. But yeah, my parts are coming tomorrow, so I'm hoping by Thursday my stream will be back to its normal stuff. It feels so weird to not have my main computer working. It feels so weird. I feel like a spoiled, like I don't know what to do with myself. I'll sit down at my desk and I'm like, what am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do? My monitors aren't plugged in at anything right now. Yeah. Well, yeah, mine's 11 years old. My CPU's from 11 years ago. It's still pretty good. I mean, it was like top of the line 11 years ago, so it still holds its own. I just need another cooler. So I got the cooler. I just need the right mounting brackets. I spent like 9 hours trying to get the thing mounted, and it turns out I was missing a piece that they stopped including 8 months ago. They used to include it with the kit, and then now you have to order it specific. So I had to do that. Let's see if we even crash right now. So the problem right now, Salto, is look how fast we're walking. This only happens when I'm plugged into my other monitor from my Mac into my other monitor. So, and I don't know why it thinks there's trees here. It's really jacked. Holy crap. Well, okay. Let's see if there's any other accumulators dangling around. Exactly. Yeah, man. I don't like any of this that we did yesterday. We were experimenting yesterday, which was good, but we did weird stuff. We still have accumulators in the entity. No, we don't. It's out. Okay. Let's try this again. I feel so off my game, dude, when I'm not on my main machine, and I feel so off. The past couple episodes have been a struggle. Okay. Okay, we just effectively undid all of what we did yesterday. The thing that's most confusing to me is the animations are working perfectly. They're not super fast. And the geckos are working fine and they're not super fast. It's just me. So that's what I don't get. If we can figure at least that out, just get our player to be stable. This is so jacked. Okay. So our player is an entity, but our player gets the player class, which is its own entity. So the player has separate logic. Oh, nice, dude. I love catching that in theaters for Ghibli Fest. That is the best. Yeah, man. I try to watch it. I watch it maybe probably once or twice a year. Yeah, I normally try to catch it in the theater. This year I'm just super busy this year. But I've got it on Blu-ray for sure. And there's this documentary, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like I want to say it's like 2.5 hours long about the making of Mononoke, and it's not on the Blu-ray special features. I had to find it online somewhere. But it's like it's only in Japanese. There's not even subtitles for it, so I didn't get most of what what they were saying, but it was cool to watch, and it was like shot on like VHS or something crazy. But it's really cool. I love all the special features about that. Yeah, it's if I can probably not send it to you because reasons, but I'll Discord you. Okay. I don't know what to do. If we take a look at our player class, and we look at any time we modify our X or Y position, are we even doing that here? Yeah, we're doing it right here. Okay, so instead of... No, we're not. This is just the event dispatch. Okay, so we're not even doing this here. We're only doing it in our entity walk state. Okay. So, see, this is what I'm so confused is we're scaling it by delta time, just like we're doing the geckos. So why are we moving faster than the geckos? We're the same thing. We're both just an entity. I'm just a player entity, or a player class who's also an entity, and the geckos are just entities. So why are the geckos not faster and I'm faster? That's what I don't get. If we go look at our play state and see when we instantiate our player, it actually, yeah, our player isn't actually an entity. I mean, we inherit some entity things like the walk speed and the animation, but this is kind of interesting. Let's see, do we define our entities here, but in our map declaration, I'm wondering if we're doing anything special. Yeah, this is kind of not what I was thinking. So the only thing that's special about the entity is like, well, one, we're inheriting certain things that we defined in the entity class, like an entity has animations. But then it's really just the state, like entity idle that we're getting. So if we go check out, is our player ever getting this? Oh, see, yeah, it's a player idle, not a entity idle. So this is probably what's different about it. Like our players got the player walk state and the, but then, oh, right here, this is it. In the player walk state, we're not scaling by delta time here, which we should. So if we go here, anytime we're modifying our X or Y, we also scale it by delta time. We should slow down by a 60th, and that will hopefully fix that issue. And delta time is just the time in seconds since the last frame elapsed. So I still don't like that we do this direction stuff, but let's keep going and see. We multiply by delta time there, delta time there. We need delta time here. Salto, did you see Godzilla -1? If you're there. I love that movie. Okay, let's see. Dude, you gotta check it out. Dude, you gotta... Why are we doing this? Look at how slow we're walking now. I just ended up getting the... Well, I pre-ordered the special edition that comes with the black and white version too, because I saw the color version and the black and white version when it was in theaters, and it's just so cool. So like I'm glad that the Blu-ray release will have the black and white edition too. So hopefully I didn't get scammed on that. Okay, so we just need... I want to say if we... This is jacked up. If we multiply this by 60 after we... yeah, and you know what? We shouldn't do this here. We should just modify our player walk speed to be 60 times faster. Yeah, dude. The black and white color, or the black and white edition is really sick. I like both versions. I don't think there's any like particular better version, but something about just black and white Japanese movies just hits, you know. Player walk speed. Now that is in the... Right here, we should have a walk speed. Yep. Walk speed for player. Okay. So in our entity defs, let's multiply, actually, yeah, let's go in our constants, maybe. and make sure that we've got a faster constant speed for him. I can see that. Yeah, when I went to go see the black and white version in theaters, there was this couple right in front of me, and they were like the loudest people I've ever seen in any movie. So I moved as far away from them as I possibly could, like 10 minutes into the movie. So that means I was like at the neck breaker row watching Godzilla in black and white all alone. So I can't like for sure say the VFX looked better and more seamless in black and white. But I did get to see it extra close. It was bad, dude. It was bad. I should have just left because like I had already seen the movie, but I was like, if we never get the Blu-ray, I'm never gonna see this movie in black and white, so I've got to go see it, and then almost broke my neck doing it. Hey, look at that. We're at normal speed, even though we are at 160 frames per second. So it looks like we're scaling that correctly now. Although multiple inputs is not being scaled by delta y or by delta time. So oh no. Yeah, like it's like I get it like snacks and stuff, but like dude, like open up the goddamn bag during the trailers and hold it like I don't like dump it in your lap so that you don't gotta freaking crinkle, man. Like crinkling is the sin. Like I can kind like don't bring nerds, right? Like if you're the guy fucking pouring nerds in the middle of Godzilla, like you're a dick. We need to find our multiple input handling. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the loudest candies, like the old Sun Chip bags. Those things were crinkly like you can't believe. We should have a multiple input handling for which direction we're going. I mean, I don't see where we need to scale that. Oh, right here. If input list is 2, we need to multiply this by delta time also, so that our diagonals get scaled by delta time as well. That's what we missed. Oh my god. That's not it. What is it then? If input list is 2, why did it not like this? No! Oh man, like they brought in a box of Taco Bell into Princess Mononoke. What a wild idea. That would never cross my mind. It's like, you know what I need while I watch this masterpiece? Fucking big box. And to annoy everybody around me right now. Okay, yeah, this is jacked up. We don't want to... We need to scale... We need to set the player walk speed to be equal to the current walk speed times... How do we do this? Yeah. We need to... I think we need to multiply by the current walk speed. Maybe. Dude, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's really sad. Yeah, man. That's really sad. Chalupa sounds good though, not gonna lie. But not during the movie, dude. Not during the movie. You watch it on Blu-ray if you want to eat chalupa. Okay, hey. we've got diagonals working. Scaled, frame independent. So we're walking at the correct speed, even though we're rendering at 160 frames a second. So that's good. Dude, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that's worse, because it's like Taco Bell, like, listen, I like Taco Bell, but that shit will stink up a theater. like you're not gonna bring Taco Bell in and not everyone's gonna know you're eating Taco Bell. There's no way around that. Okay. So we're at the point where we can start debugging now for the frames for the player walking. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Like, I know I've seen one lady bring in like egg salad or like tuna sandwich or something, and I'm like, what? Who are you? Like, I'll sneak in popcorn because I don't like paying $8 for popcorn, but like that smells like the movie theater, and it's not loud, so like I don't bring it in a crinkly bag. But like anything that stinks. I mean, even hot dog. If you bring in a hot dog, like hot dog stinks, right? But at least that's part of the movie theater smell. Like that's a normal thing. Like you're not gonna be that taken out of the experience if you smell a hot dog, because that just happens sometimes. What, dude? It was like, yeah, dude. I've seen a lady bring like egg salad or some stanky thing in the Tupperware, and like as soon as she cracked it, yeah, no, yeah, hot dogs is like the acceptable level of stink for a movie theater. Like, I get it. Even I won't be mad if someone brings in their own hot dog to the movie theater. I won't be mad. I won't be grilling them, even if they be. Okay. What's cool is we can hold 2 and get some debugging here now. But I still don't see what the issue is. So like the big issue here is like when we tap left, every time we tap left, he should do a little step like that. But he only does it half the time. Like he's on like a I don't know why he only does it half the time that he'll spit out the right frame. Every time we press it, we should be setting that frame. So it's like if we just hold it, we can see it's alternating between frames 1 and 2, and the frames we've got are frames 6 and 5. So that's, those 2 frames are frames 6 and 5, and we're alternating between the 2. Now, if we look at when we... Okay, so like I'm just going to keep tapping left, and we're going to look at the current frame. Anytime left is pressed, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. So we need to make sure that we reset the current frame either upon release of the button or anytime it's pressed. We just need to give it the same current frame. So like no alternating between 1 and 2. We just need to modify it so that it's the same current frame anytime we press it, and then if you hold it, then it goes to alternating, but anytime you press it, it should go to frame 2, I believe, because like it should go to the step. Oh no, okay, so it should be frame 1 because the step is right, so that means step 6 is the correct step to change to once we tap it. So we just need to go in and make sure that when we tap it, our current frame gets set to 1 every time. So how would we do this? Let's see how we're doing it. If we hold any direction, see, and this is the thing, like we're not doing it upon keys being held down, we're doing it based on the entity's direction, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, we made the code, so I don't know why we're like this. Like pickle. Hey, Puny Magus. Hey, dude. Hey, I'm super glad to hear that. You should absolutely work on your project, Because, yeah, I mean, the reason I stream is because it's hard for me to sit down and just work on it. So I kind of commit to streaming just so I'm looking at my code every day. So I hope you can do the same, and then keep us up to date with what you're building, because I'd love to see it. Because I think I've seen your projects before, right? But I don't know which one you're working on currently. You're at the Dino Theater Museum, and there's a woman behind that brought every individual piece to her sandwich in a separate Tupperware. Oh my god. How annoying is that? She's like, I don't like when the tomato and lettuce touch until it's ready to go in my mouth. But, like, I hate it when it touches. And of course she got, like, the clickety-clacketiest Tupperware of all time. You're trying to, like, learn about dinos, and this lady's loudly eating. But yeah, Puny Magus, you are super welcome for me streaming. I do it to keep myself accountable and also to inspire people, so I'm super happy. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, go for it. And if you want to, if anytime you make progress you want to show, oh man, I don't have my Stream Deck because I'm on my busted computer right now, but if you're in the Discord, you can shoot us the links to your project progress in Discord so that we can follow along and everything too. I don't know if you're in the Discord, but if you want, I can shoot you that link. I know everyone's got a billion Discords, but I'd love to stay up to date on what you're working on. So right here, we change our animation. Now there's a time where we change our animation to a walk in the direction we're going, right? But we need to find, let's see, let's just see walk left. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. Yeah, some things are much more interesting to see once they're, like, working, like, but it's cool, you know, like, if you get it made for your game or whatever, like, I'd love to see a little demo of it or something. I don't know, do you ever stream, Puny Magus? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I like seeing, is, like, I can look at my body of work and kind of scroll back to what I was working at a year ago and kind of see how far I've come, and it's cool to kind of see all the progress. Okay, I know we're doing a specific, like, I want to say at one point we changed the dot interval. I think we got rid of it. Current frame, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I remember checking your stuff out, dude. I liked seeing what you were up to. I thought you had some cool games. But yeah. Okay, so here, this is like the animation update, but what we're trying to do is we do set our current frame to be 1 upon a refresh. Yeah, that would be cool. And are you doing, you're in, what game engine are you working in these days? Yeah, exactly. I think it's so cool that people can kind of, you know, build off each other's tools and stuff. Like, that's one reason I share the source code to this game, because if people, you know, if people like the the ability to walk and explore screens like Link's Awakening, that they can just put in their own sprites and make their own little game. Like, I don't care. You can take my code. It's one thing if you like blatantly rip off the code and then profit off it, but if you're just like wanting to, you know, do your own thing with it, like, go for it. Wow, that sounds super interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard about this, Lazarus. Oh yeah, I know you sent me. I think you sent me something about this. Yeah, I should have checked that out. I think you sent me something about this Delphi thing. I don't know much about it though. Yeah, I'm trying to find where we're setting our. Like we should be changing our animation upon a button press, but I don't see where we're actually doing that. Oh, this is it. This is what I want to modify. So let's just try walk left for now. And if we press left, or if our entity directions left, let's just put the current frame to 1 and see if we... Yeah, that doesn't fix it. A rad IDE for making desktop applications. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, that's interesting. Are they cross-platform, or is it only Microsoft? See, we're still getting a current frame equal to 2 upon a press, which shouldn't be happening. And we're only pressing left. So maybe animation current frame, yeah. Maybe we need to flush this somewhere else. Like maybe we say that the current frame... Where did we mess up here? Okay, that's cool. See, I like that stuff. I like that. Okay, let's go into the player class and see if we can do it upon a was pressed in the player class, where we can say, you know what, if left is pressed, go to our self current animation and make sure it gets flushed to the first frame there. It's still going to current frame 2 every however so often. Yeah, it's pretty rare that things can do all 3, you know, Linux, Windows, and Mac. That's what I do like about Love2d, though, is that we can compile it for all those platforms, so I do really like that. Okay. I really don't know what to fix about this. When, like, I guess it depends when we're in our animation class, when we're doing the looping here. Let's take this out for now. And I want to say that we want to check our animation class. Okay, so we set the current frame right here. Okay, and then... Yeah, here, I will pull you the Discord. I normally have it set up with my Stream Deck, and it's just one button of press away, but my computer is non-operational right now, but I will send it to you right here. Here, invite people. Yeah, normally it's just one button press away. Let me know if that doesn't work, and I can try to figure it out, but that should work. Okay, I kind of want something here like... Because right here we're assigning the current frame to be we're not flushing our interval here, I guess. So the animation, I'm a little stuck because we're like, what happens when it's wrong is we press left and then it goes to update the animation and it goes to say, hey, we have more than one frame, so let's go ahead and increment our timer. And then we set our timer to be plus delta time. Then if that timer is greater than the interval, then we're going to go ahead and not only reset our timer, but also increment our current frame if there's another frame after us. Yo, K-Tronics, nothing much. Well, you missed out on, we made our game more boring now, so like we're walking slow. But it's correct, right? So we're at least walking at a frame rate independent rate for our player now, at least. So right now we're working on fixing our character here. So like if I tap left, he should be stepping every time we tap left, and he's not. So that's just what we're at. But yeah, you're good, dude. So here we're saying our current frame is going to be, why is it math.max with 1? So it's like we're taking, oh my gosh, yeah. So this is just how we get the current frame to be one higher than the previous frame. But we have to also modulo it by the number of frames we've got so that it works for any frame worth of animation. If we have a 5-frame animation or a 2-frame animation, it'll just loop through 1 through 5 or 1 through 2. But what we're not doing here, I feel like we need to go into our animation class in our player anytime we have left being pressed, and we need to not only reset its current frame to 1, but also reinitialize its timer to 0. And the interval is still the same. So I think, nice, Puny Megas, yeah. Well, yeah, feel free to share whatever you're working on, even if it's like drawing or something. Like, we like seeing all kinds of creative stuff, so feel free to share anything in there. Yeah, I think the secret is we need to set our current frame and our timer. Just like, or we just do this and we refresh the animation upon a left press. So maybe we just do that, because we already wrote that function for it. So maybe we just do that in our playerWalk state, and instead of setting our, what is it, timer? No? We just tried putting it in here. Dude, honestly, Chuck, anything you want to share is welcome in the Discord. I like all kinds of stuff. I like seeing people being creative and coming up with stuff. Is that for your class, K-Tron? Okay, yeah, it's not during the entity directions. It's got to be during our player, and it's when we're doing a walk. So if the key, where is it? It's not for continuous input, it's for the single input. Missing where we were doing that. Right here. In the player class we have it. Okay. So let's, if left is pressed, let's go to the current animation and actually just run the refresh on that current animation, which should reset its timer. It's still jacked up. Okay. So what are we... You know what? This is... This is weird. Let's try the same idea, but outside of the player class and maybe in the entity walk state. I don't know, or player walk state. It's just that we don't have it if it was pressed. Let me just add if love.keyboard was pressed. What the? Not what I wanted, Copilot. If left is pressed, then we're going to take our self.animation and we're going to run. Is it .animation or .animations? Let's just try this. Walk left, refresh. Let's see. It's still not working. Let's quickly take a look at our player class and see that we are in fact putting it into a .animations. I don't even see the player's .animations. Maybe in our entity defs we're saying that the player gets, yeah, the .animations. Okay. So the animation itself should have that refresh. So I think we did it right. We're saying walk left, refresh. I think if we take this out, I don't think it'll crash, but I don't think it'll fix it either. Yeah, still busted. So we've got to figure out why this is so jacked. Love.keyboard was pressed. Let's just say that our .animations at index walk left. Let's just say that, hey, anytime it's pressed, we set our timer back to 0. But also we need to not change the interval, but change the current frame. Yeah, to be equal to 1 as well. Anytime left is pressed. If this doesn't fix it, I don't know how we're going to fix it. It still doesn't fix it. So I'm a little stumped. I think the move is we have to just decouple I think we have to decouple the player from the entity. Well, the thing is, we kind of are. Our player isn't actually an entity, but our player does get defined with a couple of things that an entity has. So, actually, yeah, our player is in fact an entity. So, depending on the entity state, which we actually keep our player state separate from our other entity state. So, I'm actually not sure how we're going to go about fixing this. Let me just, I just need to see something different, right? So like, let me see it. Like if we put in 1 and 2 instead of 6 and 5, then walk left is the incorrect frames. So that's good. I just like seeing something different after nothing working, right? So like, this is jacked up because anytime we press, it doesn't always go to current frame 1. So I think we need to modify at least how our player's working in the animation state. It's hard because the animation state is also being used by any other entity, so it's hard for me to say that we want to do anything different. But maybe we can say if love.keyboard is pressed, if left is pressed, then we're going to go ahead and just refresh ourself. And ourself being the actual animation class. Okay. So that looks to be like defaulting it to the 6th frame, or the 5th frame actually. So if we go into here and switch these back to 6 and 5, maybe that'll be our answer. Okay, there we go. So every time we press left, he's going to that, and then if we hold it, he starts walking and animating like that between those 2 frames. So I don't think I like this approach checking in the animation class, because every entity, let's say we have 50 gecko entities, we would be checking for player input on a gecko entity, which they can't have player input. And we would actually be resetting the gecko's position based on our left input too. Let's check that out. Well, player walk state 12, animations and nil value. Don't know why that happened. What crashed there? Player walk state 12, index field animations. Oh yeah, well we can take that out. That does look better for left at least. Because yeah, see how jacked up just pressing. So like left, he steps every time we press, and then right, he's like standing still and moonwalking forward. So I'm wanting to see, yeah, see how we're actually screwing up the gecko's animation there too. Every time we press left, we swap the geckos to only be animating on the first 2 frames as well. Or actually not even the first 2, but frames 5 and 6, whatever those happen to be. So that's jacking up their stuff. So I don't want to fix it like this. I don't want to do this animation refresh in the animation class, but I do want to put it. And what's weird is that we couldn't put it here. So maybe we can say our player does have a current animation. So why did we do this? So in our walk state update, we can say if keyboard was pressed left, then go ahead and take our current animation, and it's actually in animations. It's the Copilot's jacking me up. Animations at index walk left refresh right there. Let's see if that fixes it. No. See, that is so weird to me. I would think that would be effectively the same thing. Because if left was pressed, and this is in our player walk state, we're setting the animations for our walk left to refresh. And if we just refresh any of our animations, it's still busted. So what the heck? Now our animations, current frame, refresh. Yeah, we should be able to call just .animations refresh. Because animations, let's see where we define this .animations for our player. Yeah, we define it in the entity defs, I think. Okay, let's take a look at this create animations. Where is that? Right here, okay. Yeah, so it looks like every entity just gets one .animation, .animations with an S, animation object. That comes with the texture, the frames, and the interval. So if we do a refresh on the .animations, that should be what we're looking for. Now, what we had that fixed it was, and I don't want to, we can fix it by doing some nasty stuff. If type of entity is not gecko or whatever, then go ahead and do that fix we did, but I don't like that. yeah, create animations, and then we assign that into animation dot animations, okay? And then if we go into our animation class, this is where we fixed it, but broke it for all the geckos. So this is just in the animation class, yeah. So like what we return from this animation class is a couple more things than we initially defined. We initially defined these things, but then it also takes in a looping parameter if you want, and then we initialize timer to be 0, current frame to be 1, times played 0. We give it a refresh function. So why can't we just call :refresh on any animation once left is pressed in the self.player? Okay, so maybe we have to do self.player animations refresh. No. The animations do belong to the player, right? Yeah, the self.player gets a .animations. Why is this jacked up? Now, the self.player is the player that gets passed into the walk state. Okay, so like, let's just see, can we just refresh the player animation? No. Refresh can't be called on a nil value. But that was like, why would it only crashed when I pressed something. Oh, because we switched over to the walk state. Okay. So why does animations, why can't that be called if love is pressed? Refresh a nil value. It should be self.player. Oh, well, that's fine. Stupid. Self.player.animations. Let's see if we specify which animation to refresh. No, it still doesn't do it. Self.player.animations. Okay. Self.player. Yeah. I'm wondering if, let's see where we initialize our player, what we call him. We just call it player. It's a play state self.player. Okay. So we do pass in the player instantiation into the walk state as self.player. So our self.player, this is a little confusing, I think, that we're saying player is the parameter and then we're putting it into another self.player for the player walk state. I'm kind of wondering if maybe we say, what if we say local player here? Or let me just see, local Tashio gets the player instantiation. Can we do that? And then we could say if left is pressed, then go into Tashio at the .animations and run refresh on the animation. No, player is a nil value. But that was on what, line 90? Walk state line 90 player was a nil value. Line 90. Because it didn't have a current animation. Okay. So maybe we need to do it based on the current animation. But what's so weird is why would that... Yeah, why would this crash us on line 90? Oh, because we need... Okay, I get it, I get it. Okay, so we're going to say self.player gets the player parameter we pass in from the play state. And then if left is pressed, we're going to go into that self.player, but we're going to go into its current animation and run refresh on the current animation. Son of a bitch. Okay, self.player current animation. You know, we do refresh on the table itself here. So let's try doing that. Be crashing, man. 14 we're crashing. Can't index a nil value. Okay. I think what I'm going to try to do is just print up some debugging for the dot animations. I mean, we already are doing that. Current animation, not dot animation. So let's see. And actually, let's just take this whole thing and we'll say we just want to find let's see what all the animations are for our self.player. And it is this list of so it's got the idle animations, it's got the walk animations. So yeah, we would have to go self.player dot animations at index whatever the current animation is. So where do we say what the current animation is? Like, what is a current animation? Is that literally the frame we're on, or is it... Oh, lordy. I'm curious what our current animation literally is. And I think it's just... like right here. It's just it's the actual value that's being stored into the name of whatever animation index we're in. So a current animation could be a walk left or a walk right or an idle left. So we should be able to say self.player.currentAnimation:refresh, and that should give us the same thing. But anytime we try to do that, it messes up. We could say self.currentAnimation refresh, because current animation is an animation object, but we crash. Maybe is this what's screwing us up? When did we add this? Okay. So it's still wrong, but that at least stops us from crashing. If left is pressed, we're going to go to our current animation and refresh up. Okay, so let's just try to do this after we do all this update stuff. So let's just go to the end of our update and we'll put it at the end and see if that fixes it. Damn it. Damn it. I thought that might do it. I don't get why we're able to just refresh it in the animation class. No problem. Like, I am curious if we can take a global variable here and just say left count gets incremented, and then we go and we just initialize this to 1 in our main or whatever. I guess play state is fine. Yeah, let's just say left count gets 0, and then we're gonna print up left count and just make sure that we're actually printing, or that we're actually detecting this key press in the play state. We should be, but it would answer some issues here if we can't get this to work. So we're gonna say, you know what, let's just print up our left count right here. Now, anytime we press left, that should go up. Why are we doing that? Left count. Okay. Yeah, we're not incrementing our left count. So how are we not detecting a key press in our playerWalk state update? That's really jacked up. So the fact, like, that explains why this isn't doing what we are telling it to, because we're not even detecting this key input. So why, first of all, why is that the case? Oh, I know why. I think I know why. So, like, you can only press hey, Puny Magus, good. Yeah, catch those bugs, squash them, dude. Okay, I just figured out why this is happening. We can't detect a key press in the walk state because you can only, anytime you let go, anytime a key was released, we switch to the idle state. And then it's only in the idle state that we can flush, that we can register a singular key press, right? Because once the key was pressed, we switch over to a walk state, and then we can't see if it was pressed on the last frame because it's actually is down. So, like, if we were to change this to is down, we would start seeing left count increment all crazy. But that explains why we're not actually changing the frame we're on. Yeah, see left is down can increment there, but not upon a was pressed. So how do we go about detecting? I think we need to refresh upon the idle state key press, actually. So we need to refresh the animation for the walk as soon as we press it in the idle state, which is a little counterintuitive, but it makes sense now that we see this. We go to the idle state. Yeah, we don't want to see. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's see if we can say if it was pressed. If love.keyboard.was pressed. So anytime it is pressed in the idle state, we want to go ahead and flush. We want to refresh our current frame for the walk. So we're going to say self. Do we have the player? Do we have the player in here? It's just .entity. So we'll say self.entity dot current animation :refresh. If left is pressed. Okay, let's see that. It works. It works. Yes. Okay. So now that shouldn't fuck up the gecko's footsteps. Yeah. The geckos are walking like normal, and we got that working. That's huge. Dude, that was a tricky bug. I get why it happened. It was just not what I was thinking, because it's like, I was thinking we need to reset it in the walk state because we're walking when it happens, but we're actually transitioning from an idle to a walk when it happens. So it actually exists in the idle state. So all we have to do is, if any of these were pressed, we just have to refresh the current animation. So if left was pressed, refresh the current animation, or if right was pressed, we need to refresh the animation. Let's see. Nice. Yes, this is what it should have been. Yeah, we should squat every time we press it. Yes. And then our multiple inputs are still working. Our diagonal inputs are still working. 3 inputs doesn't... Oh, actually, that... No, no, no! If we hold 3 inputs... I thought we had fixed this. Well, we can fix this. That's not too big a deal. It's always something, dude. It's always something. Like, I had like 1 second to enjoy having fixed this, and then it was like, oh great, other shit's broke. Okay, love that. So basically, if any key is pressed, and actually, you know, we can do this a better way too. We've already got a global input list table, so we can say if our input list, if the number of our input list is greater than 0, then something is pressed. So we can refresh the current animation in that case. Oh my gosh, did that work? Yes, yes, yes. Look at him go. Yes. That's huge. Okay. We still got, you know, the 3 input list. I thought for sure we were fixing that. And it's like, what's interesting, if you just hold 3 inputs, he doesn't walk. He stays there. But if you start with, how do I even do it? If you start with 2 inputs and then hold a 3, dude, I can't even recreate it. There we go. You have to have all 4 inputs held, and then if you go down to 3 inputs, then he does this bullshit. But if you just press 3 inputs, he won't move. So like, I did think that we had worked on that, because if you hold 3 inputs, he just faces down. He's like, dude, you have to pick a direction. But if you hold all 4 inputs and then release one, then for whatever reason, he thinks he's got an input list. So maybe if all 4 are held down, then we clear our input list. And then that might fix this. Let's try that. So we'll go into our playerWalk state. And if our input list is 4, we're just going to clean our input list. Because we do have like a if input list is 3, you know? So input list is 2, keyboards are down. Okay, so like the last thing we're going to say is hey, if we're holding down all 4 inputs, then go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're just going to say our player dot direction is idle down, or would it be animation? Our direction would get down the string. our animation would be idle down, and then we're going to flush our input list. Let's try that. Okay, 4 is held down, and he faces down. And then if we let go, oh my son of a... How do we do it? Why? I mean, you really got to try to make him do this, but it shouldn't be possible. Oh, he can do the moonwalk up like that too. God dang it. Yeah. It comes down to the input list being 3. And let me see, if we print up this, you know, we've got our, what, inputs held. Oh man. Yeah. He's changing from idle to walk and idle to walk. Okay, if... You know what? If 3 inputs are held at any time, well, actually, the input list is only... This is where it's messing up. It only thinks there's one thing held down. Wow. So yeah, look, that's the issue. If we hold 3 directions, it knows, hey, our input list is 3 things. But if we hold 4, we cleanse it, and then we let go, then it only thinks we're holding on to one direction. So ignore those E's. So this isn't the right thing to do, but this is, I don't know what to fix it with. I don't know what to fix it with. Self.player change state to player idle. Okay, 3, he's there. He's in a walk state, which should be idle, and then we can still do this in the input list. Oh, lordy, dude. I mean, if there's any... That's what I don't get, is if we hold all 4, it knows there's 4 in the input list. He's bugging out. But then if we let go of 1, well, shoot. It only happens sometimes. Okay, well, we know we need to make sure he's in idle if 3 inputs are held. So if input lists, we've already got him in there. Okay, so maybe we need to check. I think what's screwing us is if input list is 4. No. I don't know what's screwing us. I'm going to try to put this at the top and see if that changes anything. We're checking for strict equality here, so I don't see why he would be going full Agent Smith here. I don't know if that even comes across in the stream, but he's bugging. Well, what if we... Okay, so the issue is when we hold 4 and then we let go of 1, it thinks that we want... Yeah. So maybe instead of saying that our direction gets... See, and this is what I don't like about it. It's like holding the button isn't what triggers the movement. If we hold right, holding right doesn't trigger move right. Holding right triggers a potential direction change to right. And the current direction of our player is what actually triggers where we walk. So I don't really like that. Like, I want to say if input list is 3, we're in idle of whatever our last input is. and we don't get a direction. Actually, I do like that it would take the last... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna check what's actually moving our player. And I think it's... What's actually moving it is if there is... If there's only left is being pressed. Okay, so no, we are doing it based on the key press, not based on the direction. Okay. But if input list is 3, we change our direction. We need to also make it so that if we're holding 3... See, and this is wrong too, because we can... Our input list isn't generating correctly here. So like, when we press 4, it has all 4 inputs, but when we let go of one, we only have the 2 inputs in there, which is not right. Sometimes it works and gives us all 3, but sometimes it doesn't and it just gives us 2. So I can't reconcile what that difference is. Yeah, see, like right there, it only has 1 input list, even though we're holding all of these. So wow. Okay. I don't know. Part of me thinks in order to fix this, we need to... I don't know what to fix it. I feel like we need to have a catch-all that says, like, 4 inputs are held and we let go of 1 input. Count how whatever inputs are down, and that's what our new input list is. But there's got to be a better way to do that. We did get... At least we got that fixed. You know what? Like, that was good. Let's take a look at our div here. Okay. We took out our accumulator stuff. We go update by delta time. We scaled our player by delta time now instead of that accumulator. And then we scale our diagonal directions. Okay. We refresh our animation if we have any inputs being held. And then we screwed up this playerWalk state update. Let me see what happens. Oh gosh. Let's see what happens if we take out that last line for the 4 inputs. Is there really not a maximize button in Mac? Okay, let's take out this input list is 4. Gosh, yeah. It's not like the easiest thing ever to get him to mess up like that, but it shouldn't be possible. And we can't just say if input list is 3, neutralize its dx and dy, because our input list is what's being screwed up here. So I wonder if there's some logic that's preventing... Because input lists should always be tethered to what buttons are currently being pressed, but that's not the case right now. So I'm kind of curious where that's getting decoupled somewhere. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, and you know what? It might be maybe the move is we change this to continuous input. But we don't want a whole bunch of lefts in the input list. So maybe we can say, you know, if left isn't already in there, go ahead and add it and check for continuous input. I would think that would fix the issue. So what we can do is we can cycle through for key value in pairs input list. If the value is equal to left, or I guess, because we want to get to the end of it. So maybe we can say input count. Input count gets 0. And then anytime we find a value in our input list that's equal to that input count, we increment. And then we only insert that value into the input list if input count is 0. Meaning it's not already in the list, then we go and insert it, and then we can check not for was pressed, but is down for continuous input. Okay, it doesn't look like we screwed anything up there. Our left and right, or you know, our 3 input bug is still there, but maybe if we fix the rest of these and check for continuous input, maybe it'll work. And if this isn't the answer, then I'll sleep on it and we'll work on it tomorrow. Okay, so the first thing we need is actually, I'm just going to take all this. This is like my only hunch that might be causing it is just something wrong here. But if this doesn't fix it, we'll undo it and then try to think about it differently. I would think this would work though, because now we're checking for continuous input. I think it was getting jacked up upon the release. If input count is equal to 0, then go ahead and insert it into an input list. Where are we missing? Right here. Let's shut up. Okay, it looks like that did solve our issue, but we've got some weird, you know, he's facing different stuff. So I do want to say if input list is 3, go ahead and direction gets down so that it doesn't get all jacked up like that. But that does fix our issue. Aren't we already checking if input list is 3? Direction gets the last input? Okay, yeah, I think we want to do... Yeah, actually, if input list is 4, we'll change it to down. If input list is 3, it'll be the last direction. So like if we hold 2 contradictory directions, we don't move. But then if you tap down, he'll face down. If you tap up, he'll face up. So that's correct, but if 4 is pressed, we don't want him kind of bugging out. I think if 4 are pressed, then we just want to say, I guess we could do set to the last inputted direction, because then if we do this, he would face up, and if we did this, he would face down. So maybe that is the move. It would be something like this, where we say if input list is 4, change the direction. Yeah, it would be both of these things. So maybe we can say, I don't know, part of me thinks we can take out, let me try it. We'll just put here, if there's 4 input lists. It's not what I wanted, man. There's 4 input lists. Why did it do this to me? Then we want to do 2 things. We want to change the direction to be the last inputted direction, and we want to change the animation to the idle of that last inputted direction. So that looks right. Let's see if he looks bugging out here. See, like this, holding down 3. I think that's actually good. Because yeah, if you hold 3, he just doesn't move. He's like, you know what, you have to make up your mind. We're not gonna decide where to move you if you're holding 3 inputs. It's 2 inputs or none. If you hold 3, you get stuck. Okay. Oh my gosh, I think it's working. Yeah, I can't get him to do that weird moonwalky stuff anymore. It's looking pretty good. Sweet. Okay. I like it. We fixed the frame rate independence today, and we fixed the animation for the player, which are 2 pretty awesome things to get done. I know we've been saying I'm going to record the channel trailer. If my computer wasn't broke, I would have done it already, but my computer is broke. So hopefully by Thursday, hopefully by tomorrow I get the part, and then hopefully by Thursday I fix my computer, and then we can go and actually film the channel trailer and edit it. So that'll be nice if we can get it. I'm gonna see. Wow, we touched a lot of things today. But we'll commit with a message saying added frame rate independence for player, and fixed animation refresh on playerWalk state. Sweet. Awesome. I'm gonna see if anyone on the team is streaming and see if we can raid anybody who's doing some game dev stuff. Let's see.
Or you can flashbang.
Yeah, we'll raid Quellis here. Quellis had raided me before, so it'll be fun to return the favor. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. I'm hoping I can fix my computer tomorrow and then I can stream on that rig, but we'll see. Thanks for hanging, Katron. Thanks for hanging, Puny. I'll stay in touch on Discord with you, but I'm glad you're working on some new stuff. That's interesting and cool. So I'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging, y'all.